Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is Kirkham IronTech's best practices, and today we have another topic around the idea and the difference between information technology, your IT, managed IT services, and information security or cybersecurity specialist, your information security team. And now both are relevant, both are needed, but why are they? What's the difference? And why should you have both? We have Tom, our founder and CEO, here to kind of explain that difference, explain the importance, and really break down the specialty difference between information security, which is cybersecurity, and information technology, which is your everyday IT.
Right. It's a common misconception, Davin, that most people, and I understand why, most people think, well, maybe we need to improve our cybersecurity or find out where we are. I'm doing an assessment, a risk assessment for insurance or whatever it may be, or I got compliance issues. And that's another whole topic. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. But what most people don't realize is it's a different skill set. It's a different discipline. It requires different experience. And this is my personal experience, that about 90% of IT people aren't fully engaged in the cybersecurity industry. They're not getting alerts. They're not, they really don't know maybe what the best EDRs are,
Yes.
Which, pardon me for using an acronym, but we'll cover what an EDR is in another session. And you really, if you're really wanting to improve your security, or you're really wanting to achieve compliance with whatever industry, and if you're not in an industry that's got security compliance issues, you will soon.
Very soon.
Okay, so getting back to the differences is, going back to the 90 percentile, and that's not just my experience. I've discussed this with other InfoSec professionals, and that's been their general experience. I haven't seen any research to back that up, but that is mine as well as other InfoSec professionals. That's been their kind of experience. And a lot of people don't realize that, if you go to a managed security services provider and you're using an MSP, that you really shouldn't be offending them to go to a specialist in security. In fact, the best ones understand that and appreciate the fact that you understand the difference between the skills and the purposes.
Yep.
And they're relieved in many instances. They're relieved because they may not know what the best in class EDR is, or they may not know what tool needs to be put in place to monitor industrial control systems and monitor firewall intrusion attempts and switch intrusion attempts and all of these network gadgets, or a thermostat if it's networked. Those can be manipulated. There was an instance a few years where a casino lost a few $1 million because a fish tank thermometer was compromised. And yes, it was an Internet of Things and it was connected to the network. These casinos have these big, huge fish aquariums, and they need it all to come into one place. So whoever the head of the fish department is can monitor the temperature and the salinity and all the other things that goes into fish aquariums. So it was connected to the network and it was hacked. And but from your perspective, from a business owner perspective, or a management perspective, as a society, and I mean for the whole world, really, this may be news to you, right? And that's understandable. We understand that investment in IT has a return on investment, right? It's going to save your company money. It's going to make you more money. It's going to make you more productive and efficient. Security, on the other hand, has a different objective. It's about making security job one. So like in the earlier episode where we were talking about adding MFA and it being a little bit of a hassle, it's not much. It literally, the technology we use, it does a push and it happens almost instantaneous. I've never seen it take 2 or 3 seconds to pop that, yes or no button. Yeah, right. And but most people don't understand the reason why they're investing in cybersecurity and how how serious the threat is to everyone. So today, to most people, it's more of a leadership decision to make that investment in really good enterprise grade, best in class cybersecurity procedures, tactics, and techniques, and back those up with different technologies to protect your firm from being hacked. And it's all about making it tougher for your criminals to get in there. The vast majority of hacks are all automated. So if you've got really good defenses in place, you're not going to have an attack, a successful attack. You're getting attacked all the time, whether you know it or not. But if you've got the proper defense in place, those hackers with their automated tools, well, it just didn't work. They don't care because they're attacking 100,000 people at once, and that's not an exaggeration. So, yeah, that there is and we've got a whole book on that. If you guys want it, just let us know. And it's probably on our resource page, but we can certainly find it and send it to you. There's a lot of other things that are different between InfoSec and Infotech. Perhaps the simplest way is to compare it to a neurosurgeon versus a heart surgeon. You don't go to a neurosurgeon for heart surgery, and you need to think of all things in the whole world of IT and InfoSec in the terms of those specialties that are under the roof of a hospital. There literally is dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of specialties in both of those studies in both of those areas. There's a difference between a company like ours and a company that specializes in incident response. So, and which we'll cover in another session.
One topic that you mentioned, especially when talking about specialties between information security and IT, is that you can't expect your IT to keep up with the changes and how fast cyber threats are changing. Cyber threats are changing every day extremely fast, and the technology is changing extremely fast, and you can't expect your IT to keep up with that. You have to go to the specialists that are working in that industry, working with the cyber threats, understanding and studying how these threats are changing every single day to expect the most current and up-to-date security that you need to protect your organization.
Right. And that's another thing that you get with, when you bring an InfoSec specialist or an InfoSec security company to your team, they're the ones that's going to be keeping up to date, not only with the technology changes that IT has, and they've got to keep track of new threat actors, new threat tactics, new threat technologies, geopolitical dynamics, the whole cops and robbers thing. And if you, once again, using a comparison to military or to war, great technological advances occur even outside of, surface to air missiles and all of these things. Technology changes at a much faster rate. That's why we have nuclear power, because the United States really needed something to help in the war in World War II. And it probably would have taken years and years longer had it not been for the Manhattan Project. And so the incredible pace of change in the security industry is much faster than it is in the IT industry. Things are global things, such as the situation in Ukraine as we're recording this. We may wake up one day and we may all be under attack, not just Ukraine. But any member of NATO, frankly, I'm surprised it hasn't happened more than it already has to the United States and other NATO members. But that's the things that InfoSec professionals are taking care of. And if you hear what I'm saying and you believe what I'm saying, you're getting the best people for a particular purpose in your organization, and that's just good business.
It is. Well, there's great information today. We're going to have more sessions and conversations like this as we go on throughout the year. But if you have anything specific, feel free to reach out. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about, and we'll see how we can help you and your organization here in the future. Thank you so much.
See you next time.